Hi, I'm Bob Scrivano. Welcome to Navigating Frailty. Um, how to take care of mom and dad. How how do we make wise decisions as we age? How do we as children, or how do your children, or how do we as families navigate the issues of frailty? Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Bob Scrivano, your host for 35 years, helping Californians navigate the issues of aging. An author of a book called Navigating Frailty, a roadmap for California families. My only purpose on all of these, my Facebook, my YouTube, my website, all the things that I do is to bring you information, especially those of you in California, on the issues of aging. How do you take care of mom and dad? And today I want to focus briefly on a particular article that was just in the Wall Street Journal, and I couldn't agree with it more because I've been seeing this trend now for the last several years. More and more men are winding up taking care of their aging parents. That's a switch. It has primarily been, for as long as I've been doing this, daughters or wives or children, or granddaughters that took care of mom or dad or Grammy or Grampy as they aged. It's primarily been women who have managed an aging population. That is changing, and more men are now taking care of mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever it is that aging, and at some cost, not only financially, but cost to themselves because they can't work as long. They find they have to quit jobs. They find they can't work as many hours. So salary becomes an issue. Time away from work becomes an issue. Time away from their own families becomes an issue. It has always been an issue for families to try to figure out how best to take care of mom or dad or Grammy or Grampy. It's always been hard, and it's not going to become less difficult as we move forward. There's just as a society, we haven't, and as a government, have not done well of figuring out how do we plan for the issues of aging. That's what I've been dedicated to for 30 years. I have done over 1,000 Medi-Cal cases in California. I have helped thousands of families figure out how to navigate a system that is adversarial, that's not going to help them with what's a rehab and what's an assisted living, and how much does it cost and how do I get into one and who pays? What about VA benefits? Does anybody help pay for any of this kind of stuff? And documents. Who's going to be in charge? Have we got documents that say who's going to be in charge? The issue is always control. If I can't be in control, who's going to be in control of my life? I have a client who is a fireman, and he's been a fireman for 30 years. And you can imagine, as a fireman, he's seen more mayhem and than you and I will ever see in a lifetime. And he will tell you that taking care of his mother has not only been difficult, but has emotionally and mentally changed him. Even though he's seen everything you can imagine seeable, it's been difficult for him to deal with somebody that he loves and cares about. It's a different kind of dynamic than dealing with a stranger. It's different than a caregiver who just comes into the home and gets paid and leaves. Dealing with an aging family member is a truth of our generation. As we live longer, as we live long enough to become frail, as we live long enough to not be able to take care of ourselves anymore, the two questions are, who's going to take care of me? How am I going to pay for it? And the third question, and this is the most important of all, is who's the responsible adult? Who's going to be the one in charge of decisions? If I can help, if you want more information, all my contact information is here. My workshops, my newsletter, my Facebook page, everything is available to you here if you want more information. My phone number, contact me, and together we can help you navigate frailty. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm your host, Bob Scrivano. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye bye.